Oh, okay. How did this work? 조심하세요. trying to get the expression just right. Music for a bit. Hard to concentrate. This music just it's even worse. Stressful. Somewhat better. Joyless. reference. That's cheating. Do this from my mind. Well, even still, it doesn't look good enough. I feel like I need a better reference. Excuse me. See what happens. Feels a bit better. Okay, let's change the handle. I guess this is why when it comes to performing, always do what you know. Don't try something new because it's not gonna go well. See, it's pretty okay, I guess. Ooh, that's. I wish I saw that reference earlier. Okay. Okay, it's pretty decent for far away. I mean, I don't know. It's okay, I guess. These are supposed to be white tulips right here. I'm gonna make these into white tulips because of the language of flowers. That's all I'll say about that. Look up what they mean in different languages. And then you might have an idea. Yeah, looking pretty cute now. I think I like it better. I will go with that. Let's start it off like that. Now over here. Here we gotta be like at least 10 times faster than the AI pandemic. But I believe we can do this. Oh, and oh, is it? My bad. Sorry. Sorry about that. Is that better? I'm just rambling to myself anyway, so. We must beat the AI, brethren. The human integrity must not be compromised when it comes to art. Anyway, at least he can do our accounting. I don't mind that. Yeah, well, anyway. Started off here with random shapes. Oh, not that one. This, and then we got this out of that. Honestly, this had a pretty good atmosphere to it, but then I started veering off the road. Now we're here, completely different head shape. Fantastic. Way to stick to my guns. Anyway. I feel like the expression's better anyway. Alright, so she is coddling the flowers. Is that the word? Oh yeah, I should put her name. Flower Whitners. She's basically my fire keeper. If you ever played Dark Souls, so you would go to her to level up and whatever. Which she's sad because the flowers are dying. It's a pretty fun story. I'm a storyteller. Yeah, well, anyway. I had different versions of her before, but I felt like making her a little bit more gothic, a little bit more Bloodborne. Felt better. Plus, I was randomly doodling anyway today, and I guess this is what came out. So sometimes I end up doing old designs over again. And sorry if I sound monotone. I went to a flow rock concert recently in New York, and I'm old now, so all the dancing and jumping and whooping got me really tired. That was 2 days ago. I'm still recovering. But it was a fun time, honestly. It was Naruto the Rock. My friends and I went together. It was a fun time. I am a nerd after all. Yeah, I want to hint at this being. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Oh, you know what? We're gonna give her like a little faint glow. You know, it looks like she's in a trance. I like that. That's kind of fun. Um, yeah. Sorry about the unrefinedness of my current process. I'm also in the uh, I'm also in the process of discovering it myself. So once I get a bit further along with how the heck I'm actually painting, I'll make some videos and we can share some knowledge with each other that way. I have an idea of what's happening, but I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes this hits and sometimes it's a miss. And I'm sure you guys saw me struggle to paint the face at a downward angle. I had to look up reference, and as we all know, that's practically cheating. I should just all be able to do this. I should just be able to do this from my head, you know? Just no reference, just straight in. Otherwise, I'm a fake artist. That's how it was back in the day. Uh, every artist gaslighting each other into not looking at reference. It's kind of funny. Anyway, I wanted to get some mentorships for myself. I wanted to learn from some of the greats. However, I was unable to. They sold out so fast. I was unable to get any classes. I'm quite upset about that. And then, it took me a day to recover. Then I was like, okay, you know what? I'll just make up my own way. I'm just gonna make my own way of painting. So here we are. I was already doing this anyway, but Now I'm committing to the bit. We're gonna do this. We're gonna figure out how to beat the AI art thieves by coming up with new art styles and unique methods of painting that is readily apparent whenever you're working on stuff. Anyway, like I work in concept art. As far as the industry goes, uh, currently not, but that's why I'm streaming so much. But so for concept art, the idea should be clear, you know, but it doesn't have to be clean. So that's gonna be my kind of philosophy going forward. And if you got a problem with that, we can fight about it. Put your dukes up. I'm from the East Coast. I don't mess around. Sorry. You say the weirdest things, okay? Like when you're painting by yourself alone, nobody's like there to talk to you, okay? All right. I really like the face now. I'm glad that I changed it. It was a detour for sure. This one had aura as well. It just feels a little too stiff, and she's a little non-committal to the flowers that she's supposed to be tending. So I feel like this face looks a little bit more uh as someone who's like suffering for the flowers. I'm gonna add some random bits of color here and there into the black. We love dark palettes. So, adding a bit of I mean the clothing could be somewhat reflective. So adding a bit of color here and there just makes everything else pop. At least that's what I think. I may be wrong. Again, I couldn't get the mentorships that I wanted. I'm gonna be crying about that for the next month, by the way. Or maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. I'll calm down about it. I apologize. I lost my cool. All right. Hopefully the volume levels are a little bit better now. I'm very disorganized when it comes to streaming. Oh, I forgot. I was supposed to be recording this separately too. Yeah, you know what? It's fine because my camera isn't on. So this is good. This is good. This is good. I lose so much time on the face. Uh, if I'm being honest, the face was done like ages ago. I feel like it's like the most important part of any character with a face. Because that's where the eye goes first. The eye goes to the face to see the intention of the character. At least if you're a decent being, then the eyes should go to the face right away. If you're, you know, maybe not a person, of a caliber like that, then your eyes may wander somewhere else. I don't know. I don't know about you, but mine usually go to the face. And everybody's got like distinct, interesting faces. So I tried to add a bit of character to it. My bad, I'm probably rambling again. I wanted to also like this was probably pure white before, so uh like the old nurse hats from back in the day. Um However, like I think one thing in my IP that I really want to emphasize is all the agedness of things, the decay of material over time, the effect of time essentially on perishable, um, and everything is perishable. So the the effects of time essentially, and neglect, and particularly also like soot. I'm a big fan of soot and smoke on clothing and design. I feel like it adds a bit of a smoky flavor. If we were to talk in terms of food, um, but yeah, it just makes it more interesting to me, you know. And despite all that, she's still clutching onto the flowers, trying to save as many uh, as she can. Like whether that's like the flower as a whole, its stem, the roots, or the petals, you know. And we'll make some petals like falling off, because despite her best efforts, she can't save them all or even half. So that's why she's sad. So she's gonna be tending to the flowers, and again, you know, there's a direct correlation between her and also the Firekeeper from Dark Souls. I'm a huge Dark Souls fan. I don't know if you guys seen the clips of me playing Elden Ring Night Rain, but I've literally made zero progress in that game. Last night I went back to Night of Death 2, so I was at 3. We got 3.5, and then I fell back down to um, 2. So that was fantastic. I was ecstatic about, you know, just losing all my progress. It also, I don't know what happens at depth 5. Uh, I heard my friends were like speculating that maybe you get like better runes and like higher tier rolls on the relics. So a bit excited about that, but I'm mainly playing right now just to get the depth 5. If I get the depth 5 before December 4th, which is when the new DLC, the free DLC drops for Elden Ring Night Rain with new classes and bosses and areas, and they're bringing back my boy Artorias. My god, I missed him. He's gonna be aura farming like crazy. It's gonna be fantastic. So I really want to play that, um, and I'm probably gonna be playing it the day that it drops. Hey, look at all this implied. Sorry, ADHD kicking in, but I'm looking at this artwork now, and all the details that we kept from the beginning here. As you can see, like I just turned off all the layers, and if I turn it back on, you can see I barely touched some of these areas that still had that dynamic kind of kick to it, right? And all that is becoming implied detail. Implied detail is super important when it comes to painting and drawing, because that's going to do so much heavy lifting, because the audience or the person perceiving the artwork gets to finish it, and they can do a way better job than I ever could. I want to try to emphasize that going forward in developing these, you know, techniques, this like lazier way of painting that could probably help me perform at somewhat competitive level towards clients that might be more inclined towards AI. So that's important to me. I think it's important for everybody to kind of like work towards bettering ourselves in terms of our painting habits and work habits to try to come up with something that, you know, is like, hey, this is me, this is like my style. AI hasn't had enough time to develop it yet, and maybe in like a couple of years it will catch up and then adopt it. But until then, you know, And by that point, you want to be doing better anyway. You want to refine your method and really understand why you're doing what you're doing. I think that's the purpose of these streams for me. I want to understand what the heck is going on in my brain. I just want to know. I just want to know. Why won't somebody tell me? What the heck is all going on in here? Anyway, when I spoke to my therapist about it, one of our last sessions, um, he was saying that I should probably go ahead and try streaming. Like it might help me focus a bit more. I think he was right. That guy was solid. That was some solid advice. Took therapy for like 2 years. Learned a bunch, but we didn't dive too much into painting. It was mostly all personal stuff. Now I'm kind of regretting that. I wish we had delved a little bit deeper into the psychological aspects of painting, why I'm doing what I'm doing, etc. I really like the idea of her hands, like just tenderly and very gently correcting, like the position of stems or of petal or something. Maybe she's like tucking in the flowers. Concept art is awesome. Painting is awesome actually, because like you can really bend reality to a certain degree to tell stories that may or may not have impact on other people. Um, and sometimes it resonates. Okay, so have fun. This character, I'm trying to jump around. One of my biggest problems when it comes to art, the psychological problem is trying to finish it because I'm not sure what my art looks like yet, like fully, because it's all emergent essentially. I'm learning it as I'm doing it. Like, even though I've had all this time, I went through several styles, several phases. Um, it's hard to tell like when it's finished essentially, and as the artist, I should get to dictate that. So I have to have a bit more of an attitude towards my own art and just be like, okay, we're fine. You're done. You're done. We're gonna move on to something else. You're done. I have to start doing that, but it's hard because I also I think I just really love painting to the point where I could just paint forever, and that's a huge issue because nobody's gonna pay you to do that. I mean, someone might, and point me at them, but um, most of the time, your budget is gonna be finite, and that budget is not just monetary; it's also like uh, temporal, as in like time. You're gonna have a constraints of time. People are not gonna be so happy with you if you were to just endlessly paint forever. So I get a little sad every time I finish a painting. I don't know why. I'm not really excited about it. That's the stuff that I wanted to talk to the therapist about, actually. Oh well, next time I have therapy again, then I will ask them for sure. Like, dude, what is wrong with me, man? Why do I get sad when I'm finishing my artwork? What's going on? Let's unpack that. He's gonna be like, buddy, I don't think I can help. Kind of helps a bit more. Let's see. These links are probably too long in terms of like regular proportions, but then again, she's not exactly, feeling like a human being. And on top of that, if you're gonna mess up legs, Make the legs too long, and if you're gonna mess up the head, make it too small. Because those are uh, traits that elongate, and I think, as human beings, we prefer longer, kind of more slender looking features. And that's not me. I'm just saying it's a general species. As a general consensus on what looks appealing, anyway. All right. And again, these are white tulips. I know nobody really probably cares about it, but in terms of like language of flowers, uh, tulips are. I'll read. It says tulips are a popular spring blooming flower that are known to represent new beginnings, making them a great choice for two tulips to cho- choice to symbolize rebirth. As they emerge from the ground after a long winter, tulips bring them with them a sense of hope and renewal. White tulips, in particular, are associated with purity, innocence, and forgiveness. They are often used to express sincere apologies to convey a message of peace and reconciliation. In Turkish culture, I am Turkish. Don't worry, I don't have a dog. In Turkish culture, the meaning of white tulips is divine love and eternal life, as it is believed to be the favorite flower of the prophet. That got a little bit religious there, but anyway, I like the idea that essentially when you're leveling up, it's a form of like a rebirth. So you get to uh, kind of level up and become a new almost. I feel like that's how I want to treat this aspect of the game. So that's gonna be all white tulip flowers that she's holding on to as a representation. And I'll also try to bleed that design on top of the nurse kind of motif, like possibly like this the collar here looking embroidered could be also just repeated pattern of tulips silhouettes, as you can see kind of here, although that was like a little bit accidental. I kind of like it right now, if I'm being completely honest. So we'll just go ahead and blend that in. And it's just the design aspect of it. Like if you're gonna pick something, you gotta keep going. Because if you do it once or twice, that could be luck. But three, four, or more times, then it's by design, right? So you chose it to be that way. So it must have meaning. And you'll see these types of hidden messages and meanings in any visual media. If the designer is good, that is. Okay, as you can imagine, um, even though we have gotten pretty far with this, it's still gonna take me some time to conclude it. And that's because I have a level of um, fatigue that builds up when working on designs that are intense, mentally draining. I'm thinking about a lot of things while I'm doing it. This um, character, I'm thinking about the silhouette that needs to be that needs to be the number one priority. And you know, even her shape is kind of like tulipy. You know, even this is kind of like a petal of a tulip. Tulips. That'd be a sick rapper name. Tulip. Sorry. I also like hiding one of the eyes. Usually when it comes to characters, I feel like yeah, I'm very much a nerd, so it's like it's just cool to me. Oh, what do you got like a different colored eye there? You know, it adds a bit of sense of mystery. I don't know. Could be just me. A little bit. Oh, yeah, she's coming along. I can see the fan art already. We'll make this skirt have a bit of like this design. This noise could become a bit of a design detail. Oh, that's right. So utilize. I kind of like that. So I'll also have to make sure that the anatomy is correct because right now it's not. We need to bring the shoulder in, get in more there. Okay, cool. I'm happy with this. I don't know if anybody else is, but you know what? I'm happy with it because she's she's hitting all the notes in terms of like the story that I want to tell, at least in regards to her. And everybody's got kind of like their own bubble within the universe that you create. Um, everybody's got their own kind of story, their own dynamic with the reality that you're depicting. And in this one, flowers are of very high importance, so much so that there was like this, person that had this type of purpose. Purpose is what's important. Everybody plays a role, and what is their role in what you're trying to depict? You can't just do some random design. It makes no sense then, and it wouldn't have any bite to it. By that I mean like nobody would be curious about it, right? So that's the number one thing is trying to capture the curiosity of whomever that you're trying to show this to, at least in terms of stories, right? And you can do that through efficient storytelling, and that means not saying everything all at once, because that's gonna bore people to death, right? And by death I mean like it's gonna kill their enthusiasm towards whatever it is. When you show just enough information and you hint at other details and have hidden meanings, right? Then it becomes like an invitation for participation with the audience. And then they can feel um, more rewarded for if they choose to pursue and seek the knowledge of what it is and why. Once they find out, then it's going to make more sense to them and reveal more about the story. And they're going to feel a connection to it that goes beyond just passively watching, right? It's active participation. And I believe that's the key to make really memorable characters, stories, games, movies, books. You know, when they participate in what it is that they are viewing or consuming. And yeah, that's really important, I think. There will be few times in their lives when that truly happens. And when it happens, they will remember it forever because it wasn't something that they just watched. It was something that they figured out, you know. So I think that's like so important and that's just been forgotten. It's slowly going away. And it's a sad day when it's completely gone. Then we'll only have brain rot culture. Keep going back to the face. I gotta stop it. It's such a bad habit, dude. The legs are done. I should just finish the legs. What the heck am I doing? Finish the legs, move on with your life. When my brain goes, no, 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 what? No, the face needs to be touched like 700 more times, dude. Like, come on, what are you doing? All right. I may need reference photographs of legs, which is probably not something that I should show. Uh, I should do a character sitting down. Excuse me. I want to do a character in like a sitting pose one of these days. I feel like that would be fun to have in the old folio. Let's see here. Can you guys just stand up regularly? Why? What's with all this posing? I'm looking at legs. I need her to stand. Yeah. Feet together. You know, feet together. Touching. And one like 90-degree angle feet together touching. I feel like that'll be good for her because it also like thins out her silhouette, makes her look more top heavy. Strat, you have to think about all of this. The purpose, the why, and what. Okay. I'm probably gonna need to do this several times over, but I like this secondary kind of skirt on her a lot. Feels like a different kind of flower, which could have some symbolic meaning. I'm not gonna read into it. Sapon, we get to see the bottom. It almost looks. I mean, it could very well be also a religious thing. This purpose of the flower wed nurse. Their whole religion is based around a tree, so that could make sense. She's part of some holy order. And more of the char marks, the soot and the smoke. Legs are still a little bit. Fortunately, I want to say proportionately interesting to avoid saying the W word. I don't want to say that word. It's not. It's not. You know, it could be. It could be that just her anatomy like this, being like this, but yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to call it wrong. It's not wrong. She's built different. Okay. Not like other NPCs. Okay. All right. Okay. I didn't want like heels on her. I don't know why a nurse would have that, but I just, you know, I think it'll look better, so I'm just gonna go with that. Cool, very cool. All right, I did it, Mom. I did design. Woo! Very nice. I feel like her story is pretty solid and it's represented here. I'm probably gonna go ahead and do more designs like this. Not 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 girls in interesting clothing and you know we'll have more uh girls for sure. Like I want to do like some fighter women as well, like that are within the IP holding gigantic weapons. Uh, you know that you can probably summon and have as an ally, or it could be a representation of the player that chooses the female gender body type. You know, type of deal. Is that wrong to say? I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know what's right or wrong anymore. I'm sorry. I'm just an artist. I'm sorry. Okay. I like her hair too. I feel like I kept trying to give her like white hair before, but I think that was calling too much attention. This kind of like black hair is kind of helping more, and at the end of it, we'll curl it into white and give it a different texture. Which that could be a cool style, honestly. Like, what if you know, curl just the tips like this? I wonder if that would catch on as a style. I just think it looks kind of cool or cute or whatever you want to call it. All right. Yep, she's looking down. She's holding the flower. Her clothing is there. It looks interesting. I don't know if the contrast is too high or too low. I was never able to calibrate my monitors. I've tried a dozen times. I even have a calibration thing, but it just doesn't. It doesn't want to participate with me. I don't know why. Okay, making the head a bit bigger, just a little bit. I think doesn't hurt. Looks fine. Cool. You know, I wish I could hear people's thoughts on what they think about this. Like, does this look pretty good for concept art? Again, it doesn't have to be finished for concept art. It just has to be like the idea needs to be there. And later on, if you want to make a model shit, sure, it needs to be super tight. But right now, it's just the inspiration part. Does this character inspire? Does this character make you think about what she could be? Does this character convey the emotion, the atmosphere, everything? That's what's important to me right now. Everything else we can like detail out and build and in forever. Also, I feel like those minor, like finer details should be collaborated with like the 3D modeler. The 3D modeler should just start it, and then uh, you can give it to me. Then I can like go ahead and paint over it or refine some of the other ideas. Or it'd be like, okay, the shoulder is a little bit. I was imagining that the proportion should be like this. Blah blah blah. A competent 3D modeler could just take like a loose sketch and have it make it a 3D model, because they could also do some design work as well. So it's like a freak of nature. It's like very rare. Okay. Cool. Well, it's 6 o'clock. I'm somewhat early. This character was very fun and almost healing, which I guess is her nature. This is a healing kind of sketch for me. I know I have been absent past couple days. Again, I was extremely tired. The concert was fun. I got to shake my tushy a little bit. Excuse me. And that was some good stress relief. So um physical activities are great for that. Okay, cool. I kind of feel like doing a different sketch now. This one's pretty much completed. Oh god, I twisted my neck just right to give it a permanent pain. Ow. Let me grab some water. I'll be right back. Ugh. I danced so much, my legs are sore. So is most of my other body. Okay. We'll figure out the legs later. The other thing is also, I mentioned it earlier, but my exhaustion level per design um, happens. And When that happens, when I reach exhaustion, I have to switch. I have to do something different, right? So, um, and if you guys are also designing, then what the heck is why can't I folder? What is going on here? Huh? Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go. I was confused. Okay, so yeah, when that happens, then just take a break from it by, you know, uh, you know what? I kind of do like this one. Jeez. Yeah, let's just go back to this face. All right. Sorry. Let me try something. Just about the knee? Just about the knee. Yeah, it kind of looks. Yeah, I kind of like it better that way. Too long. Just bring in some of that brightness. Back, shoulder. Can we do it somewhere in between? Okay. No, not somewhere in between. I said here. Okay. I'm gonna stop at this one for now. Otherwise, I'm gonna obsess over the things, and I'm not sure if they're necessarily the things to obsess over, right? Part of these streams are gonna be just me figuring out when do I put the pen down on a design and then start something new. And I think now is the time. I'm gonna try it. I feel like this one's nearly complete in terms of the design and everything. The atmosphere feels pretty good. So now we can go ahead and move on to something else. Let our eye recover from that one. So now you get to see the beginning of how I start one of these. Again, I have very little idea of what I'm gonna do when I start. So it may not hit. Sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time it won't actually. So just a FYI, if anybody is watching, in case anybody is watching. Um, Again, I can't tell if people are feel the obligation to talk through the design, through the methods. Okay, so now I'm thinking. Excuse me. Yawning again. Let's see. I want to do something smaller. Oops. It's very chaotic. I know. Okay. I'm aware that I have a very chaotic system. But I really truly believe like it's kind of easier to take away detail than it is to add it, right? So if we have higher levels of complexity at first or higher frequency of data, then it's going to be easier to cut back, to pull back on it, right? That's what I think. I could be completely wrong. In fact, I more than likely am. In fact, don't listen to me at all. Just go somewhere else. I don't want to misinform people while I'm discovering how to do my own style, which I'm not even sure of how it is yet. Okay. Okay, I like this. I tried to do everything all at once, right? A la prima, all at once. So we got the light information, we got the local value information, the anatomy, gesture, the proportions, everything all at once, right? I'm trying. Some would call me crazy. I would call them right. It is a little nuts to attempt to do, but when I work like this, it's almost like seeing a low resolution pixel, um, like level of detail LOD kind of just goes from like low LOD to higher and higher and higher and higher. It's kind of nice to have this kind of brush too that has sharp and soft and lost edges all at once to imply those that data, that detail. So I'm gonna go ahead and try. Right, so say right here is like pretty good spot to just start like thinking about, hey, what is this character? Okay, I'm seeing like a little, uh, like a creature dude, creature man dude, fella, a thing. I'm seeing something, and the detail has to be lost when you go into the. So we're gonna also try to emphasize more detail when things are in light, when they're lit in and lumen, right? Uh, and we're gonna try to lose data when they're in shadow. So it's gonna be important to try to maintain. It's hard to. We'll figure it out. Okay. I like to fill the background up too, because if it's just one solid value, it doesn't. Here, like that. I'm using an overly simple brush. Right after, right, it's just a round, simple round brush, right? Right after we use something super complicated and edgy. That's what I meant by now I'm destroying crunching data. At least that's how I feel like my process is going to be moving forward once I can refine it a bit further and beat all these mental battles that I have to fight um, every time I try to draw because of the implications. All right, so we're gonna add these. It does not have to be perfect here, it just has to be. The other thing that I'm practicing also is like not actually drawing what I think the shape is, but rather drawing the uh, like not drawing the actual thing, but rather drawing the shapes around the thing, or painting the shapes around the thing to reveal the thing. And by the thing could be anything. It could be the nose, painting around the nose to reveal the nose, painting around the eyes to reveal the eyes, painting around the eyebrows to paint the eyebrows. Essentially, it's like negative space. Um, the, you know, negative spaces to indicate the positive space. Because also like all that detail that we got on that on the painting, that's high frequency of data, right? And I want to create areas of rest large large as I can, because people will get exhausted. The eye will have again, like I run out of fatigue. Uh, like I get eye fatigue when I'm looking at things that are too detailed all the time, and that's happening because I'm painting it too. So for other people, if you want to make them have like an enjoyable time, they need to have areas of rest. Every artwork is almost like a visual theme park, you know. So to me, I try to think of the theme park. There's some exciting areas, and then we need to take a break. I mean, it can't be constantly exciting, because if it is, then you're gonna get bored of it, or at the very least, you'll be defeated by it. You know. So you have to have areas of rest where you can relax a bit, pull out your lunch, start eating the lunch, discuss the exciting things that you saw, you know, or you went on, like the cool rides that you were at, you know, so your brain has time to process. It will crave those excitements again, so you can go back afterwards to take a look at those areas again, you know, let your eye get on that wonderful kind of visual roller coaster. Um, but areas of rest is absolutely necessary. And rest doesn't mean completely flat, although, you know, you could do that too if you want. For me, it's just lower rate of change between the values within like a area, right? I'm partially talking to just also kind of remind me of these principles that I learned a long time ago. And I'm trying to incorporate into this new method of working. Well, it's not necessarily even new, it's just being refined, right? We're trying to make it an actual viable viable method of working, painter painting method, so we can beat the AI machine. It's kind of fun. Okay. Might have made the skin tone a little too light. Well, you know what? That's something that I'll probably remedy if I just. I don't like playing around with the levels too much, but. Wanted it to be a little bit darker. Alright, let's see. This. Learning as we go, you know? A little bit more polish, you know. I think a couple of more days of um trying to do stuff like this, and I'll probably have the hang of it. Today I created like a couple of more brushes um to help me, and I feel like I'm inching closer and closer to my penultimate form. I don't know if this is gonna be my final form, but you know, it'll be up there. So yeah, that's fun. And always make sure to, you know, zoom out until it's tiny so that you can make sure that it works. Can make that into a vest or something. Again, we want to try to paint around the the thing. I don't know. I don't know how else to say it better. god. Now, I don't know if this is ultimately that much faster than, you know, the AI models. That's probably not. But I feel like it's pretty good speed, you know, for a mortal, for, for a human being. I completely forgot the ears in my. Okay, you know what? You could get a ear like that. Cool. Ooh, I'll give you a call. Excuse me. And I'm back. I'm kind of liking this loose sketch, painterly loose sketch kind of method and the emerging. Oh, I forgot that I didn't even like. I did all that in one layer. Come on. I wanted to see the beginning strokes, but I guess I can't. Oh well. Like that kind of reflection happening in the clothing as well. Get the folds going. You know what? I'm also gonna give this guy. Here's another technique that I'm just starting to think about. Okay, so what if we had this, which, essentially a suspender, right? So what if we had that flip into it and that way? That could work, honestly. I'm not mad about that. Oh wow, that's okay. Let me cook. Let me cook. I was done cooking. That was it. I cooked. We cooked. It was us. It was a group effort. I can't take all the credit here. What am I? Alright, so now I'm gonna try doing this. That darker. That kind of doesn't look bad. Oh, the problem is that okay, all right, becomes a little too dark. So let me just get rid of some of this edge. Make that darker. Yeah, kind of looks okay. Not the best. But you know what? It's good for a starting point, right? And that's kind of like what was important here, anyway. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna be saying okay and all right a lot because you know, my methodology is very like dependent on the shapes that are being presented with me. So I can either agree or disagree with what I'm, you know, seeing. Uh, that's how I think, you know. So if I go like okay and all right, that's because I'm looking at a shape and I'm thinking, hey, that could work. So okay. Or all right. Sometimes I'll just go like, let's change this a bit. Let's change that a bit. You know, it's really like, you know, happy accidentally. Happy accidentally. Here. Again, I'm gonna be touching faces on this on this, you know, on this canvas because I don't know, it's some sort of a sick obsession that I have. Oh my god, I just got such a crazy intense headache. My god. Wow, that hurts. Okay. I don't even know why. I just drank water for a bit. That was nuts. Fun. I do want this edge to be lost. You know what? I think that's the importance of having. Um, that's why it's kind of more important to have a background with some value, some color, because then we can like fade the characters' features into there. That's not because I don't want to paint a fold. That makes no sense. Um, but that's how we see in real life, right? So in real life, your eye can't see everything in focus all the time with outlines. So it kind of helps make it feel a bit more realistic, if you get what I mean. If if you don't paint the full character, if you don't paint the full everything, you know, if you leave a little bit off. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it does. Okay. And you know, we can always make these buttons a little bit better here and there, but I gotta say this is honestly a fun secondary kind of cool down sketch where we're gonna, you know, continuing to explore this new style that I'm trying to develop and discover at the same time, or rediscover. This is how I used to paint, but you know, sometimes people call it too messy. Hands on your hips. There we go. Simplification brush. Fun, you know, I honestly don't even really feel the need to paint so the other side. But this area right here, I'm gonna indicate, kind of feels like it's falling into shadow. So let's go ahead and emphasize that a bit more. Like there's a bit of a shadow hitting this character from this side. I don't know why I'm doing that, but just kind of feels like it'd be more interesting that way, huh? So just want to give it a shot, give it a try, give it, see. Could be a cool gnome dude that is somehow, important to the story in some way. Somewhere. Oh, I just love that part so much. The other thing I'm trying to also do is not fully finish like a mark as much as I can get away with it. But again, this is all new. This is all you taught me. I'm trying to figure it out right now. All right. I don't know if we can beat the AI with this, but I'm pretty happy with the results so far. Under an hour, and I got exactly what I wanted out of it. Creature practice. Oh, I want to sneeze, but at the same time, I don't. Oh boy. I don't know if the microphone picked that up. Ouch. Ouch, my lungs. I feel cold. Okay. You know what? Maybe I should end it here and grab some water. Because my throat is closing up right now. Oh man. I'm getting sick. Oh no. Curse you. I hope I didn't get sick from the concert. God. But you know what else is sick? This painting. Yeah, it's fun, right? I want an easy method that's fast, repeatable, and is fun. I need to have fun. When I'm painting, it needs to be fun. If it's not fun, nobody's gonna like it, dude. Well, people might like it, but I'm not gonna like it, and that's what matters. When I do stuff like this over here, it's a little too silky, a little too smooth. Let's mess it up. Punch that back down. Okay, we're starting to figure it out, I think. Alrighty. I'm gonna call it a night here. We've done two sketches, got them pretty far. And it takes a while to finish um, anything. But, say we did pretty good. So I want to bring back some of that old flavor. That's cool. That's what that headache was. It's just me getting sick. Uh, I just turned on the heater, so hopefully we'll be okay. Alrighty, hopefully, um, you know, you guys enjoyed. And now I'm planning on enjoying my dinner after cooking it, of course. So I will stop. Eventually, I will stop right here. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Okay, hands off. All right, got that. We got that. Save it. And then we did this thing earlier, which I also kind of like. You know, if I don't want to toot my horn too much, but you know, I'm kind of going like, yeah, that's bad. That's not bad. And same thing here. It's not that's not good. That's not bad. You know, it's pretty good. I'm happy with it. So gonna gonna leave here. And I'll be back later tonight with my friends to play some Elden Ring Night Rain. I think.